Welcome to Enjoy Wisdom Well, and thanks for being part of our channel, ours as much as yours. Brené Brown's Daring Greatly unfolds a simple yet radical idea. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the pathway to courage, creativity, connection, and a life that truly matters. Modern life runs on what Brown calls the never-enough culture. Never thin enough, rich enough, productive enough. Scrolling social feeds, performance reviews, and even holiday cards become scoreboards of lack. That scarcity mindset keeps us armored up, terrified of being judged or falling short. Vulnerability shatters the armor, not by exposing us to harm, but by letting us show up as we are, own our stories, and invite relationships grounded in reality, not image. Shame is scarcity's loudest megaphone. It whispers that we're unworthy of love or belonging. Brown's research with thousands of interviews shows shame thrives in secrecy, silence, and judgment, but it withers when met with explicit empathy. Learning to recognize the physical heat of shame, name it out loud, reach for a trustworthy person, and hear me too, is a daring act that literally down-regulates our nervous system and rewires our sense of worth. Wholehearted people, Brown's term for those living with a baseline of worthiness, share 4 habits. They cultivate courage to embrace imperfection, compassion for themselves before extending it to others, authentic connection built on mutuality, and resilience against shame through clear boundaries and supportive communities. Wholeheartedness isn't a fixed trait. It's a daily, sometimes hourly practice of choosing discomfort over detachment. So how do we practice? Start with the marble jar metaphor. Trust grows from dozens of small, consistent moments. Keeping a confidence, remembering a friend's big test, showing up on time, saying I don't know. Collect enough marbles and the jar becomes strong enough to hold hard conversations, bold ideas, heartfelt apologies, and even healthy conflict without cracking. In parenting and teaching, daring greatly means raising kids who believe I am enough. That starts with modeling vulnerability, owning mistakes, apologizing without excuses, and letting children see the messy work in progress behind the curtain. Perfectionism, on the other hand, transmits shame faster than any lecture. Celebrating effort, laughing at ourselves, and separating the behavior from the person. Cultivate shame-resilient kids who will venture into the arena. Workplaces can either multiply shame or foster courage. Leaders who dare greatly replace blame and gossip with curiosity. Normalize learning from failure and give clear, kind feed forward. They prioritize psychological safety by asking, what does support look like right now? Rather than demanding flawless performance. Teams that talk about emotions outperform those that pretend not to have any. Brown dismantles the 4 myths about vulnerability. That it's weakness, that I don't do vulnerability, that it's oversharing, and that we can go it alone. True vulnerability is measured and intentional. It's sharing feelings, doubts, and dreams with people who earn the right to hear them, not live streaming every crisis. It's daring to be disliked rather than arranging our lives to avoid disapproval. Values give vulnerability a purpose. Brown urges us to identify just 2 core values, like kindness, learning, justice, or courage, and let them steer every hard choice. When we know what matters most, we can dare greatly and still have a steady internal compass when applause or criticism threatens to blow us off course. Small acts count. Saying I love you first, pitching an untested idea, raising an awkward concern at a team meeting, showing the art you made, asking for help, saying I'm sorry, setting a boundary. Each is a micro-revolution against scarcity. The more we practice, the more our bravery compounds and invites others to step forward, creating a ripple effect of courage. Ultimately, daring greatly isn't about winning trophies or going viral. It's about showing up when we can't control the outcome, living by our values, and refusing to hustle for worthiness. We measure success not by applause, but by the stories we can tell at the dinner table about trying, stumbling, and rising again. The opposite of belonging is fitting in. The antidote to shame is empathy, and the reward of vulnerability is a braver, more connected life for ourselves and everyone within reach. If you found this summary helpful, please subscribe and let me know in the comments. What's one small risk you're willing to take this week that scares you just enough to matter? If you want to dig deeper, pick up the full book. And if you're ready to grow in another area, watch our next video from your channel, Enjoy Wisdom Well. See you there.